Breaking news about 20 minutes ago, Charlie Kirk was shot at Utah Valley University. I have a video of the shooting and of course of the guy who actually shot him as well. It was just released, but crazy stuff. Obviously for those who don't know, Charlie Kirk is more of a conservative, MAGA, I would say, big Trump supporter, of course, and pushing the whole movement. He's done great work over the last few years, just trolling people, saying some good points, but obviously don't agree with everything he says. But the guy has been kind of under the radar in my book. I haven't watched too much of his stuff, but definitely a guy that I've seen over the last while that has been putting out good content. His content is definitely worthwhile watching, if you're a more conservative watcher. But this video is pretty disturbing. There's also another close-up of him losing a lot of blood. He got shot in the neck, it looks like, or the collarbone area. And the guy was obviously aiming for his heart. He wanted to kill him. I mean, seriously sick people in the US. And this is, again, a left-wing terrorist act. And I hope the Gardaí are watching this, because I think 80% of I know for a fact, 80% of the arrests are from left-wing terrorism in Europe. This is Europol stats. And it's crazy. Obviously, in the US, they have a lot of guns, so it ramps up the extremism of the attack. So let's watch this video real quick. I mean, you can just see not too much. This video doesn't show too much, but someone's recording. You can tell huge crowd are coming out to see what he has to say. Obviously, very, very popular. A lot of people love this guy. And it's tough. This almost reminds me of like the JFK assassinations. And I do think Charlie Kirk is RIP. Unfortunately, it says he's in critical condition. But if he makes it through, it's going to be a miracle, because from the video that I saw, it looked like he was critically injured pretty quick, But pretty sad stuff, guys. I mean, it's absolutely disgusting to see these attacks happening. They tried to kill Trump, obviously, a few months ago, like last year sometime. They tried to kill flipping a lot of different people, these left-wing lunatics. So definitely watch out, because they have a major screw loose when it comes to political ideology.
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Oh my God. Cody, go, run. Whoa.
Like, you can see, and I'm not going to show that again, you can see his shirt kind of ripple there, but you can tell from these other videos that I saw that he was shot in the neck and like a lot of blood loss. Super sad, super traumatizing for people that were there at this event. He normally has great security. He has like special forces and all these different guys watching him, which he should, because there are literally these left-wing Marxist communist crackpots that are trying to attack people like this all the time. And it's not fair. To kill a guy over political ideology is not fair, in my opinion. I truly just think that you can debate things with words. There doesn't have to be this extreme violence of action all the time. It doesn't make any sense. But definitely like a long-range shot. And it's hard to, no matter what security you have, it's hard to kind of account for this. The guy was obviously up on one of the buildings looking down on him. And, an easy shot to get him. It wasn't like the Donald Trump thing where he was kind of moving around, standing at the podium. This was just like he was sitting down, just a clear shot at him. And it's just disgusting, guys, honestly. It's just absolutely horrendous. But impossible to counter. I don't know how the hell they would even counter this, or whether they have to have security on the roofs. I mean, now it's like you have to have security on the roofs to protect you from lunatics with long rifles. It's just like the craziest shit imaginable. But shot in the neck, and this was actually the guy we can see who did it. So this older, looks like a 60-year-old, 65, 70-year-old white guy. And this is pretty typical, like I said, of people that have nothing to lose. Like, obviously, this guy might have cancer, he might be dying, or have severe health issues, and is on the way out anyway. So he doesn't care if he gets 100 years in prison, which he's going to get, because Charlie Kirk, like I said, I think is, RIP. Like, you gotta pray for Charlie Kirk, because no matter what side of the political spectrum that you're on, guys, I would never wish hurt or danger upon anyone. And that's what I always preach on this channel. This YouTube channel is about positivity and preaching a good, positive message, And to have people like this guy, that think that it's good to be shooting people, it's just insane. It's insane. He has the right to remain silent. That's all he has to say. Just cowardice, guys. Pure cowardice. There's a bunch of other videos. A lot of people are saying, pray for Charlie Kirk. Absolutely. I definitely don't think that any sort of violence is needed, guys. You see people turning up at Nick Fuentes' house to try and kill him. Some guy turned up at Nick Fuentes' house to try and kill him. You know, any sort of like right-wing political commentator in the US now, it seems like they have a target on their head. It seems like anywhere they go, they can be the victim of some attack, you know? And it's not even by... Notice that Nick Fuentes and all these different people, how they're racist and all this stuff. It's not even by whatever, black or Chinese or Asian or whatever. It's by, or Arabic people, it's by white people. Like, how crazy is that? It is just the most insane thing ever. It's like this sort of incel culture, I think, that's being bred through certain communities, obviously in the US. Guys like this, like I said, nothing to lose. I mean, it's just unbelievable. So effed up beyond belief, guys. But yeah, insane. You know, a lot of people saying, you know, this is obviously a political move, and they say, okay, well, the best way to vote is with a gun. That's a famous quote somebody said, and it's like, man, you can't honestly defend this. You know, you can't honestly defend this. I mean, he is one of the most important people in America. Like, he is one of the most important people, definitely in terms of the right-wing movement. Like, any sort of Trump person that pushes the Trump message, you know, Hodge twins, you have Patrick Bet-David, Joe Rogan, you have Charlie Kirk, you have, of course, Nick Fuentes. All these different people that help push the more right-leaning message are extremely important people to help get Trump elected. And whether or not you fully support Trump, he's going to be out in 4 years. Like, it's not even that big of a deal. Like, this is the whole thing. People get obsessed with sports. People get obsessed with politics. It's going to change in 4 years. No matter what happens, guys, there's always going to be a change. So to get bogged down on such extremist points and take things so crazy and try to shoot people, kill people, it's just insane. Like, I truly have no idea what the hell. I mean, absolutely disgusting. But instead of getting bogged down by that shit, we are going to see some of his best moments. So this video is going to be quite long, but yeah, absolutely insane, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below about Charlie Kirk. Leave some pray for Charlie Kirk in the comment section down below, because I don't want to see anyone get hurt, whether you're left, right. I mean, guys, getting shot. I mean, like I said, it's reminiscent of JFK, Trump. It's reminiscent of that. And people, I think this is sort of how the elites set it up as well. The elites want to make these big sort of crazy events like JFK, Donald Trump. This is kind of a conspiracy theory, but they make these events like so crazy, right? They have to have these events where if you're a relatively peaceful person, okay, because the Republican Party now, Donald Trump is the president of peace. He wants to end all these wars. He is the president of peace. So is JFK. But notice every single US president or any sort of political person that wants peace dies in a horrible, violent way. Notice how that happens, you know, and it's reminiscent of the whole JFK thing. And I find it disgusting, you know, they shoot you on camera. They want to see your head being blown off on camera because that's the most violent thing. You know, it's almost like certain people are orchestrating this. I always think that this isn't done by happenstance. Some random white guy in the 60s doesn't pick up a rifle and go to shoot some 30-year-old college, you know, guy that's debating college students. It's not that serious, bro. It's not that deep, bro. You know, it's not that deep. The political spectrum changes every 4 years. We had Obama for 8 years. We had flipping Trump for 4. Then we had Biden for 4. Now we have Trump for 4. They're probably going to elect Bernie Sanders in 4 years. You know, they say it's J.D. Vance, but who knows? Who the hell knows? So it's just this kind of constant change that people don't understand. And it's like, it's truly disgusting, guys. Let's watch some of the content that he put up, his best comebacks and takedowns, because I actually have never reacted to Charlie Kirk on this channel. And we got to pay some homage to him because I don't think it's looking good. I hate to be pessimist, but if you got shot in the, anywhere, the shoulder, whatever, but getting shot in the neck is not good. I mean, it's terrible. And we don't know what gun the guy used or anything like that. That would make it seem we'd know a lot more about what happened. But just from the video I saw, the amount of blood loss is it just seems crazy.
All over the U.S. We just had a race riot 3 years ago. Oh my God. And then we had all 50 states plus 18 countries.
Let me tell you, it is not an argument in your favor that we're a racist country because blacks decide to start burning down Wendy's and stealing stuff. That's called criminality.
Actually, it is. Yeah, black people were burning it down. Why? Racism. Racism was a big issue, and we can pretend that it's not a big issue, but hey, If you don't want to, then that's just called being obtuse. And that's why I asked you. Why did you have such a big problem with talking about racism? So
let me give you some examples of racism that could be proven. How about affirmative action at this college that discriminates against Asian students and white students? How about affirmative action hiring practices in the federal government? We are such a decent, non-racist country. The best example that he has is to show that he was mistreated. And if he acted like this at the DeSantis event, I can see why he was kicked out of the DeSantis event.
So the affirmative action thing, that's basically where people they basically get to go to college over different race of people. Like if you're a minority, you get to go to college in the US over certain other people. So the whole affirmative action thing is bullshit. It should be done who's the best educated or who's the smartest person. You know, definitely.
That is somebody's house. I just automatically assume you racist.
One night, after staying back late,
but we felt that way for years. Like, I'm 51, and even as a kid, we knew it was understood. If there was an American flag at their house, there's some racist ass white mother. That's just what it was.
That's like in Ireland now. Everyone's putting up Ireland flags. It's like, if you have an Ireland flag outside your house, you are a racist asshole. That's obviously not the case, guys. It's just definitely not the case, right?
I thought everybody thought that or knew that. It's funny to see that they're saying it now, and it's like it's kind of new, but no. Yeah, been thinking about that, thought that forever.
Well, then leave the country, but they won't, because America is such a great country that even those who say they hate it refuse to leave.
So that's pretty good. That's pretty true. Like in Ireland, you know, people saying it's a racist, it's a shit place, you know, but it's like you're never gonna leave, so why are you talking shit?
Charlie, I don't know if you knew from the everywhere around everything all the time, but this month is in fact Pride Month. What did you tweet the other day?
Pride is a sin.
So we're going to look at some companies and see
Pride is a sin. In the Bible, it is a sin. So to call it pride isn't the best analogy for it.
They have done to put themselves on the woke map in terms of Pride Month. First one here is Monopoly. This, I feel like, is kind of lazy. I don't think they actually put too much effort in it. They just look.
It doesn't look any different.
Well, they just took some of the properties and like organized them in a rainbow-esque way.
Oh, I mean, this is pretty weak. I mean, if you're trying to actually pay tribute to the holy relic of Pride Month, there's no like reaccommodation. Where's the trans flag in that? That's so like 2009 Pride style. Well, by the way, how many letters are we at?
I think we're at 17 now.
No, I think it is LGBTQIA+, right?
I don't even know, lads. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'm big into politics. I'm big into the whole culture war stuff. We're winning, just by the way. We're winning. The culture war. The conservatives are winning. And I wouldn't say I'm a conservative, but more right-leaning people are winning the culture war. But what the hell is that? What the hell? LGBTQIS plus, what the fuck? Come on, that's just bullshit at this stage.
Two in there somewhere for Two-Spirit.
No, is it really?
You know, we all live on the same planet. Borders are made up, man. The planet's dying.
Okay, so great question. Why do borders matter? Because borders are a distinction and a physical delineation of when good ideas start and bad ideas start. For example,
are you saying the United States is the good side and the other side?
Without a doubt, our laws are much more moral than the laws in Mexico, without a shadow of a doubt. We have due process. We have cross-examination of witnesses.
Yeah, obviously, definitely. Mexico is a shithole compared to America, obviously.
We have the rule of law. You know what happens when you illegally immigrate to Mexico? You get deported back to your home country. Why don't we do the same? Secondly, if the walls don't work, why does Mexico have a wall on their southern border with Guatemala? You protect your own country because you care about your citizens, not because you hate the people on the outside.
I think the government has a moral obligation to protect innocent life when confronted with the question of someone intervening to end that life.
I think there's a bit of a difference, and the analogy that I usually use, or the question that I usually ask pro-life people, is, do you believe that the government should mandate organ donation? We say that you shouldn't have to donate your organs, but the pro-life case seems to extend to the idea that even people who are living should have to give up their kidneys to people in hospitals, maybe.
We've actually done that in Ireland. We've actually have the government say that we have to become, technically, unless you take yourself off the register. That's why I tell everybody to get themselves off the register. So yeah, we've actually mandated that you have to donate your organs in Ireland. So good job, Irish government.
I don't quite see it that way. Well, first of all, again, in 99.67% of the cases, the woman made a choice that could potentially...
And what about those 0.4%? What do you think should happen then?
Oh, I think the baby should be delivered. Doing something wrong after something evil is never the right thing. So, I mean...
the abortion thing is weird to me because I'm definitely not against the Plan B pill. You know, I'm definitely not against, like, early stage, maybe up to, like, what is it, like 6 or 8 weeks or something. I'm not really too sure about it. But if you're flipping aborting a baby, you know, 16 weeks in, that's evil, guys. Come on. Like, you know by that time, unless of a medical procedure, like, there's certain... You know, it's a very nuanced situation, but you can't just, you know, abort a baby, you know, post-birth abortion, or, you know, any of this kind of shit, guys. Like, no. Anything past, 8, 12 weeks or something like that? No, that's not right. Like, I understand, obviously, you can take the Plan B and, you know, if you don't want to, it's, you know, it's kind of up to the mother or whatever, but to just be aborting kids, you know, it just seems a little bit wild. Just, I don't know. But like I said, yeah, I mean, it's kind of up to the person, to be honest. I'm not really too big against that at all.
When it comes to mandating organ donations...
We have mandating organ donations in Ireland.
Even see how that's applicable to the question. Because in 99.6% of the cases, the mother made a choice to be able to get pregnant.
So, like, there's actually a statistics or a study done that suggests that climate-related disasters are 8 times more likely than in 1980s.
Well, hold on a second. You know that we have less people dying because of quote-unquote climate-related disasters thanks to fossil fuels? We have less people dying because of extreme exposure to cold, hurricanes, because of the advancements we have thanks to fossil fuels. You know, this idea, it's very interesting in modern society. We take for granted the idea of having widespread shelter, heating, or air conditioning in extreme climates thanks to hydrocarbons, we take for granted. That used to be a leading cause of death of human beings up until 1850s.
Man, he's just roasting. He's roasting on every topic here. He's just roasting on every topic.
Grow up, I want to work for a woke company, like super woke.
When I grow up, I want to be hired based on what I look like
rather than my skills.
That's fun. This has got to be AI or some bullshit.
I want to be judged by my political beliefs. I want to get promoted based on my chromosomes. When I grow up,
I want to be offended by my coworkers and walk around the office on eggshells
and have my words policed by HR.
Dude, that's funny. This is class. This is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Words like
grandfather,
peanut gallery,
long time no see,
no can do.
When I grow up,
I want to be obsessed with emotional safety
and do workplace sensitivity training all
enough from the peanut gallery
day long. When I grow up, I want to climb the corporate ladder
just by following the crowd.
I want to be a conformist. I want to weaponize my pronouns. What are pronouns?
That is exactly how we beat the woke, by mocking them. And just for the record, for the first 15 seconds, I couldn't tell if it was a parody or not.
Yeah, literally, that's hilarious, guys. The woke shit in the US, that has infected Ireland. Let there be no mistake about it. The woke has infected Ireland. That's how it seems to me.
That's how you know it's good stuff.
People don't go out saying, guess what? I'm trans.
Yeah, they do.
They just kind of exist. That's Twitter. That's Twitter. I can guarantee you.
And TikTok and most campuses. People say they're trans all the time. If the change is not part of their identity, then why do they call themselves trans?
Well, I mean, it's just a title. Everybody, like, our society is more, you know, we want titles for just about everything.
I agree. So
Yeah.
I don't accept the title, and I should have a right not to accept it.
Well, everybody has a right to be respected. They haven't done any wrong to you.
No, you don't have a right to be respected. You have a right to speak. You have to earn respect. Abortion was legal in this country.
Low-key, Charlie Kirk was low-key roasting. I've never watched Charlie Kirk really ever, guys. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to come out clean here. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've never watched him ever, to be perfectly honest with you, but he's low-key roasting right here. He is low-key roasting right here, lads.
And crime dropped 40% after election.
Wait, hold on. Do you think abortion lowers crime rate?
Crime dropped 40% after abortion became legal.
Why is that the case?
It's called a statistic.
Who has the most abortions in America?
Women.
Black people. Is that so? Are you trying to say the termination of blacks in the womb lower crime? That's a very racist argument.
That is someone who's young.
Bro, he is low-key roasting, man. That was that was destructive.
Just started dating. What is your advice in dating and pursuing marriage as a Christian?
I recommend saving yourself for marriage. Okay? And I'm not here to shame you if you've made a different decision or if you disagree. But you're going to live a better life if you do that. And women have a lot more negotiating power than I think you realize in that situation. You might say, well, none of the men will date me. Well, you're dating the wrong men. Okay? Let me be very honest. And I do recommend, though, there's a real thing that you will hear, is that if you put off dating seriously for the intent of marrying, dating is not a vocation, it's not a hobby, it's not to use time. Dating must lead towards something.
See, this is the kind of leadership I needed when I was 21, when I was 19, okay? I definitely did not save myself for marriage, ladies. Sorry about that, okay? But he's low-key telling the truth here.
Must date with the intent to marry. So you should not even open yourself up into the dating pool, period.
Yeah.
You can't potentially see, at least at the criteria beginning, spending the rest of your life with that person.
True. I mean, if you guys don't want to spend the rest of your life with somebody, don't be flipping dating, all right? Don't be sleeping around.
It was so great. Why were people fleeing the Soviet Union for Western democracies, and they weren't fleeing Western democracies for the Soviet Union?
Yeah, I would defend this generation of the Soviet Union. As explained before, Lenin and Trotsky, they pointed out that the revolution was international, that it was contained within a single nation.
It wasn't contained. You tried it in Afghanistan, you tried it in Ukraine, you tried it in Lithuania, you tried it in Latvia, you tried it in Zimbabwe, you tried it in Cuba, you tried it in Central America, you tried it all throughout what are you talking about? You tried it on the Korean Peninsula, you tried it in Kyrgyzstan, you tried it in Pakistan, you tried it in China, you tried it in Vietnam, you tried it in Laos, you tried it in Cambodia, you tried it in Indochina. What do you mean contained?
You're not educating.
He's good. He's actually good, to be fair.
This is propaganda. What are you gonna do? Like,
This is a professor.
Is that what you're gonna do next?
I mean, no, we're talking about abortion.
This is bullshit. This is violent. You're triggering my students.
Super polite,
You're
ferocious,
not. You can't even
cool.
have babies. So you don't even know what that is. You don't even know what this is. Get this out of here. Get away from my door. Get the away from my door.
Let's get out of here. You can't do that.
Okay, so this professor should be held accountable for property destruction and then should be obviously fired and terminated. But more importantly, while you're terrorizing pro-life students, I've said it once, I'll say it again, college is a scam. For all your parents out there, when you send your kids to college, you are paying and in times going into debt so maniacs like her can indoctrinate your kids.
Do you believe in the First Amendment?
Yep, 100%. When I went to college, the indoctrination was crazy. Literally most of the people in that college were indoctrinated. Shit, I was indoctrinated. I was vegan for a few years. I was vegan for like a year and a half. Okay? Still insanity. And like, you don't even realize you're being indoctrinated because these people are so evil. Plain and simple.
And freedom of speech, just because it's critical to the next question.
Well, it's probably leading the questioner, but you bring it on. Yeah, I believe in the First Amendment.
Okay. The second question is, do you believe CRT should be banned in states? Obviously, banning speech is a very risky thing to do.
I know exactly where your question's coming from. Do you think we should teach eugenics in schools?
No.
Okay, so that would be banning speech, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so bad ideas should be banned and not taught to kids.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
There you go. Plain and simple. That was actually epic. That was actually really good. Turning Point USA. Shout out. That's only got 150,000 views, but it actually was pretty sick. You know, actually pretty sick, guys. We like Charlie Kirk. I don't want to see anything happen to the guy. I don't really know too much about him. Hope you guys all enjoyed that. Hopefully Charlie Kirk makes a good recovery. It's super sad to see that shit. You know, mainstream media in Ireland will never talk about that, though. They'll never give a right-wing opinion like I do, because the mainstream media here in Ireland is dead. I love you all. Hit that join link if you want to become a member. We have 22 members right now. 23, actually. We got a new member today. So shout out to all the members. I love you all. Support me. Keep pushing back against the left-wing insanity in Ireland and abroad. And I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Peace.